Alright, so hey all, I wanted to do like a rig rundown, even though I don't have much of a rig, uh, just for what I use for Jerry speaker setup, like when I kind of get to, get closer to his whole thing without it being too super expensive, because I don't want to blow a lot of cash. So, I guess I'll show you my speaker, and then I'll show you what guitar I use. Yeah. Right, so for speaker slash amp, I use a modded Fender Mustang LT25. So this is just a modeling amp. So you can turn this on. It has 30 banks. 30 banks that you can fill with all the sounds you want to make. So starting at 5 here, I have my Jerry 72 sound and 74, 78, like with a wah on it, more of a fuzzy sound. This is an old sound that I first tried to use to replicate Jerry tone, and I realized that it wasn't that good at matching up with it, but I still liked it, so I kept it. But this is like 80s sort of sound going on, and then basically all of that through 16 here is just based off of the 80s Jerry sound. 80s Jerry sound. 17 here though is what I use for like 90s Jerry stuff. So yeah, basically it's because this box isn't the Fender speaker that it came in. It was just the circuit board, and then there's like a little black speaker cabinet with this little tiny 8-inch speaker, and I wanted something more, so I take off this cover here that I've installed with these little lock buttons. I wanted a big 12-inch speaker like Jerry uses with the aluminum cap, and this is Weber. Oh god, it's heavy. You can see that Weber speakers, California 12. So that was about 120, I want to say. So, but that wouldn't fit in the original box. So what I've done here is just made a new box and put the speaker in the middle, and then got the circuit board because I liked the versatility that I could get out of this little circuit here. And I use that, and that's all plugged in. Yeah. Now, God, I gotta get it all plugged in. For my guitar, I have an Eastwood Wolf, which is 1,400, something around there. And I forgot to say the Fender itself was like 140 bucks. 140. So we're looking about 250, 260 just for the whole speaker setup. But yeah, and then this is the Wolf, so it's got the 2 split coil humbuckers with the single coil on the neck, the split coils, the O-bell. The thing about the Fender though is that since all the effects are inside the speaker, you can't really use the O-bell. Like, I guess you could add some effects outside the amp and use the O-bell and all, but I don't know, I don't really use it. So yeah, I guess I can go through my sounds here. We've got sort of this Europe 72, I'd like to think, sort of sound going on the. So that's what I use for, Europe 72. Going on, we have 74, so wall of sound sort of era going on. Going on to 78, and this is sort of the sound that I use for a lot of stuff. Like, when I turn on the amp, this is the first sound I go to, so. And this I also use for like 76 and 77 because the sound doesn't really change in, from 76 to 78. But then, I guess I can go through the wall. I haven't really gotten these, adjusted quite right like I'd want them. And this is the fuzzier 78 sound. And usually what I do to get like the higher gain, really fuzzy sounds, I turn down the speaker volume inside the setting, because there's the master volume, but then there's the speaker volume. So I turn down the speaker volume inside, this setting here, so then I can turn up the guitar and the guitar can hit the fuzz a little bit more, the overdrive. And then 80s, I don't use this one as much as 78, but I put more reverb on it. It's a cleaner sound. And then the other sounds that I have based off of this 80s Jerry sound is I have the fuzz. try to get the like late 80s, the MIDI sound, like the horns, so go. So that's like horns, echo, just, you know, with a delay or echo on it. Like for Stella Blue or something like that. Space, so this has like, what's it, an octave on it. So drums in space, that would be that for that. I also have this like phaser sound for like Jerry Garcia band, he would use this. And then I have the 90s Jerry sound. He gets, like, it got really trebly in the 90s, so I call it ACU Jerry, like acoustic. Or like, and that's basically all my Jerry sounds. Yeah. And then there's, you know, the rest of the 30 are for whatever I want to. And then I have another guitar, which is my first one, but that's at school. I'll put a picture of it in, but I wanted to change the electronics so it wasn't a 5-way switch like on this one or what a Strat usually has, because Jerry on those Travis Beans, or at least the latter one, had the individual pickup switches, so I wanted that, and I wanted a brass plate like Alligator, so I installed that with my dad, which was fun. But that's at school for jazz band. That's about it. I'll put in some pictures maybe of what I put on the settings for a couple of those sounds there, at least the bass sounds. But yeah, it's whatever It's not me telling you to put those exact settings. It's whatever you come up with. Yeah, that's about it. I'll see y'all next time.